My sister demanded I give up my promotion that required me moving out of state so that she could keep her free babysitter. When I found out about the promotion, I was standing at my kitchen counter, staring wide-eyed at the email on my phone. It felt a bit unreal, and I was afraid it might vanish if I blinked. "We are pleased to offer you the position." I'd gotten the promotion I had desperately wanted, a new title, a bigger salary, in a new state. I had worked late nights, skipped vacations, and said yes when it really would have been much easier to say no, and now someone had noticed. I was so happy I even did a little dance in my kitchen. I called my parents first. My mom congratulated me, and my dad let out a low whistle and said, "Well, kiddo, you did it." I arranged a family dinner at my house and invited my parents and my sister Amanda and her 2 kids. Her boyfriend was invited but had to work. Dad carried in a bottle of wine, which I opened after I hugged each of them. Amanda showed up late, her kids excited and energetic. Taylor, 5 years old and dramatic, ran straight into my legs and wrapped herself around me. Zach is 7 and slightly quieter. He gave me a hug after Taylor detached herself. We were all sitting around the table when I told Amanda about the promotion and the relocation that it required. The kids weren't really listening to the adult conversation, but that was all to the good. I wanted to sit down with them and explain to them about me moving in a gentle way and make sure they knew that I would always love them even if I couldn't see them quite as much. Amanda was quiet a lot longer than I expected. "Wow," she finally said. "So you'd have to move." "Yes," I nodded. "Out of state. It's a big step." "When would you leave?" "In 3 weeks." "Wow, okay, good to know." "This is huge," Dad said, lifting his glass. "You earned this." Mom nodded, her eyes shining. "We're so proud of you." Amanda said she was happy for me, but I didn't believe her. We'd always been close as kids, not best friends, but we didn't fight either, and she clearly was anything but happy for me. The conversation moved on after that. After dinner, my parents and I sat on the back porch watching the fireflies dance around the yard. Amanda had been inside with the kids when Taylor came running out. "Auntie Laura," Taylor squealed, "Mom says you're moving away." "I am, sweetheart, but I'll still see you, I promise." Amanda watched from the doorway, her mouth tight. "The kids are going to miss you a lot," she told me. I smiled. "I'll come back to visit, and we can FaceTime all the time. You know I won't disappear." "That's not the same," she said quickly. "They're used to seeing you every week." "And they still will see me," I replied gently, "just not every week." Taylor climbed into my lap. Zach leaned against my chair. I could feel Amanda watching, cataloging the moment. "The kids need their aunt in their life," Amanda argued, "not on a phone." Mom laughed lightly, trying to diffuse the growing tension. "Amanda, you'll miss your sister, but that's all." Amanda shot her a look. "I'm thinking about my kids." "And I'm thinking about my future," I shot back, trying to keep my voice even. "This is a great opportunity for me, and I worked really hard for this." "Couldn't you wait?" Amanda asked. "Maybe another promotion will come that doesn't require you leaving the state." I opened my mouth to answer, but before I could, Zach asked, "Auntie Laura, will you send me letters?" My heart squeezed. "Absolutely," I answered. "I'll write to you and you'll get them in the post box." That seemed to satisfy him at least, but Amanda wasn't done. The real explosion came later. She brought the kids over so that they could say goodbye properly, even though I wasn't leaving for another 2 weeks. My parents were at my house that day, helping me pack my things into boxes and deciding what to donate to charity. The air felt thick from the moment she walked in. Taylor whined, and Zach looked miserable. Amanda sank down on the couch, like she was collapsing under a great weight. "I don't know how I'm supposed to do this without you," she said. "I'll still help when I can, in whatever ways I can," I reassured her. "Just not quite like before." I saw that her hands were clenched and her knuckles were white. "You don't get it," she nearly yelled. "Get what?" She laughed, sharp and humorless. "Who else is going to babysit for free?" "What?" I said. "You heard me. You're selfish. You didn't think about me at all, or what I need." My chest tightened. "I've helped you for years, Amanda." "I need time away from my kids to stay sane," she yelled. Taylor looked at me like she might cry. Zach was staring at the floor. "You're their aunt," Amanda continued. "You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to help." "Not at the cost of my career," I argued. "I'm not giving this up to be your free babysitter." She turned to our parents. "Are you hearing this?" Mom hesitated, and then softly she said, "Laura, maybe you don't have to go." "You can't be serious, Mom." I looked at my father. He met my eyes, steady and sure. "This is Laura's decision," he confirmed, "and she's right. She needs to focus on her own life." Something in me steadied then. I stood a little taller. "I'm going," I said, "and I won't apologize for it." Amanda grabbed her purse, muttering about abandonment and family, and left with the kids in tow. 2 weeks later, my life was entirely packed into boxes. I had a moving truck full of furniture already on its way to my new house. Dad drove with me to my new place, but Mom decided she needed to stay with Amanda, who had been having a breakdown ever since it became clear I really was moving. Dad and I arrived a few hours later and spent the rest of the day unloading boxes, directing movers, and generally managing the chaos. By evening, we were sitting on the couch, surrounded by boxes, eating pizza. Dad popped a cheap bottle of champagne and poured it into mismatched mugs. "To new beginnings," he toasted. "And to choosing yourself," I replied. Mom called to apologize about a week later. "I was wrong to suggest you should pass this up," she said. "I just didn't want things to change." "I know, Mom," I told her. "It's okay." In the weeks after I left, she called often. One night she sighed into the phone. "Amanda's been asking us to babysit twice a week. She said she needs the self-care time." "And how's that going?" I asked. "We tried, but we're tired, Laura," she admitted. "And the kids, they just don't have boundaries. The house is a mess." They began to occasionally decline to babysit when Amanda asked them to, and she had yet another breakdown. Her boyfriend, the kid's father, worked long hours, which she used to praise him for, but now seemed to resent him for. Amanda started texting me sad messages, photos of Taylor crying, videos of Zach saying, "I miss Auntie Laura." My heart broke, but I knew what she was doing. She had lost her free babysitter, and our parents were too tired to help as often as she wanted. So this was a guilt trip, and not one I was going to give into. I sent the kids letters with stickers and little gifts. I sent a book for Zach and a bracelet for Taylor. Proof that your love for others doesn't disappear just because you choose yourself. I thought of them daily, and when I saw something that made me think of them, I'd take a photo and send it to Amanda. I wasn't sure if she would actually show the kids, so I started making a scrapbook for each of them. When I saw an interesting statue or building or billboard, I would take a photo for Zach and write a little note about it. When I saw something mermaid-themed or something Disney, I would snap a photo for Taylor. At Thanksgiving, I planned to give the kids the scrapbooks and show them that while I might not be there every day, they are still in my heart daily.
If you enjoyed this reading, please hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future stories. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. This has been Tales by Rachel, where we breathe life into every story.